your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, and welcome to Island Tea, right here on Win Media SKN, with the hosts, Azem Bailey, featuring Jade, Gwenny Gwen, Idita, CPL Mathis, Stuart Johnson. And guys, it is the beginning of a new week, right here in Win FM Studios.
Indeed.
And morning. And yes, we are nicely rolling through April. But before we even get into what the past week, what the weekend had in store, and it did have some things in store, Jade.
As I'm going to tell you right now, I stayed home.
Oh, nice.
It's that week. You know when it's that week, I don't do nothing but stay home and work with a toddler.
Yeah. But how you feeling? Is there anything we need to discuss? How's your mental health? Do you need to share anything? This is a safe space. It's not like 1,000 people are listening to us right now. You could speak to me, Jade, if there's anything you need to get off your chest. Anything you need massaged on your chest. You can.
Okay, them shoes get delivered.
Oh, nice. What shoes did you end up getting?
Some black Adidas.
Can't go wrong with black Adidas.
No, you can't.
Can't go with black Adidas.
Your question finish?
I was just making sure you didn't need any massages.
No, thanks. Thanks.
Guys, Jade is great. Okay, that is the moral of the story. I am also good. My weekend, I think it was mostly spent at home as well.
You're just like the true Rasta man that you are, boy.
Really? Okay, now I'm like, wow, what makes it Rasta manish today? Is it the ankh?
The what?
The ankh.
That, as well as this pattern,
the pattern
fabric that matches the ankh. And your pants, you have on your regular shoes, your black shirt. You look very, you know, you have your nice little clip on your ear, matching jewelry. What's going on with you? You're looking girls. You're looking girls on the show.
Okay. Good morning, Witty. Don't listen to Jade. We know what's happening here. But no, Jade, I actually this morning the shirt I was planning to wear was dirty, so I just had to pull something. Damn,
don't you hate when that happens?
Yo, I was just like, wait, I show up I thought I put this to wash last week, but no, I didn't. So yeah, we just ended up pulling something else. I'm glad you like though.
Yeah, you know.
I'm glad you like. But guys, it like I said, it's the start of a new week. I'm hoping that everyone under the sound of our voices is doing well. Hopefully you're well rested. If you're not, meh.
There's always tonight.
There's always tonight. And you know, God doesn't give us more than we can bear unless it's more than we can bear.
Dumb lie.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah. People just get a lot more than they could bear sometimes.
Bro, I hate to say it so bad, right? God don't give more than you could bear. Everything happening for a reason. Well,
Jade,
what is the reason?
Jade, half of these little cliches and things, they don't make no sense.
No, they're just trying to somehow make you feel.
You know what it is?
They don't even make you feel better. They make the person saying it feel better.
This is like me and Peter.
Oh boy, well let me say so.
But yeah, I think it's almost like it all feels like it comes into this whole, you know, like when people ask you how you're doing, but they don't really want it, they really don't want anything.
Yeah.
Like all those cliches and things that's supposed to be like uplifting, a lot of them they just feel like it's really just dismissing. Like his way is to just get out of the conversation quick enough so we won't have to actually deal with whatever problems you're having.
Better believe it.
That's all it is. It's like a lot of it is just like, you know.
Pray about it as him.
God help those who help themselves.
Sir, listen.
What? Sometimes I need help. Sometimes we need help from people.
That's why I'm asking you. This is me asking you to God.
Yeah. A lot of Jade, who that there? Oh, random person?
No.
This is a real person?
Which person? Yes.
This is a real person? You know this person?
She's Nivision.
What? What is?
I'm glad you tap it and it disappear.
Okay, let's see what's happening here.
Yeah, she from Niv. What?
Jade, what are you saying?
Give me my phone here.
Jade, I gotta come in your phone by.
You need to go in before more often?
You need to go in your phone more often. But yeah, invite her to Island Tea, please. I look like a high priest today. I look like a high priest today.
Sorry, bye.
Who knows? You might be interested in priest.
Somebody said I fooled you. I look good, bye.
Yeah, but that's another thing, you know. Like I can't deal with these advertisements. Like you can't be out here advertising and then when people come.
Let me win you there.
Okay, I've been talking about it for some time now, privately, but I'm finally going to drop it on here. Jade, bring me that picture. Bring it up. Don't just the top piece of the picture, so we don't.
Not me. Oh.
So we don't do the people's identity.
These girls are fight, not me.
Okay.
She gonna recognize she bun.
Jade, she can't recognize it because everybody has the same bun.
She gonna know is there.
Okay, so guys, let's for full disclosure, I have locks, right? Locks of love, and
Locks of love indeed.
And I sometimes wear it in a bun, like this morning. Sometimes I just kind of, and it kind of happens. If you don't understand what that meant, it's because you don't have locks. Those of us who have locks, you understand exactly what I was just saying.
Fully.
No. That being said, it seems to be popular, right? This style that I can't seem to fully understand. Where the women are now, it almost seems like they put their hair in one and they brush it up nice. It's all nice and slick at the base. And at the top, it is bundled. Like the only thing that I can liken it to is a bundle of sage. You know, like when they have the sage and they just tie it up with string? And they put it right at the top of their head. Right at the top of their head, Jade. And I saw it on somebody and I was like, what is that? And then I started seeing it over and over and over again. It's very popular. It's very, very popular.
I can't relate to have locks.
But you've seen, I remember the first time I tried to ask Jade if it was a style or if it's like what's happening. Like if it was something in the water, I don't know what was happening. Jade at first didn't even understand what I was saying. I had to literally take a picture one day of somebody and send it to Jade and say, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. And she as well couldn't understand what was happening, but she had seen it.
I hadn't seen it.
Jade, you know what? You understand where it's come from? Like where this...
It's just the style on the road right now for the hot girls, them.
So, I went to...
This too shall pass, friend.
I went to... This too shall pass?
Yes.
One can only hope. one can only hope. I went to a press conference a few weeks ago, and there was this young lady there. She was sporting the same style. Let's call it the sage bun because I don't.
Sage bun.
Is the sage bun, Jade? Because
They look more like like unicorn handles.
Cleo, I have a messy bun. This is a messy bun right here.
No, it's not a messy bun.
It's not a messy bun
Nothing messy about it, eh?
Nothing messy about it. It's just oblong and.
It looks ridiculous, honestly.
Okay, that's the thing. Because sometimes what has happened,
But
Jade.
for us, friend.
No, but Jade. Sometimes what has happened is I recognize that I am male and I stay out of women's business. But what happens is that this was so.
Which more would they like you?
But the thing is that this one was so thing I really sought to understand. But whenever I ask women, they seem to also find it ridiculous.
Because we don't wear it either. Who you asking when we wear it?
I asked several women.
You need to start asking who you see in it.
Jade afraid. I am
So if you're afraid, why I was afraid?
No.
Afraid, but
I ain't sending you to go ask nobody. But I was hoping that perhaps you could give me some insight
Friend,
as a woman.
That's not my ministry. I have locks. I have 4 hairstyles. And for all 4,
leave them hanging. Pineapple Jade, Empress Barbie, and what the other one is?
Is straight up, straight back, into. And loose them up so they could be wavy. Yeah, man.
Oh.
You forget that one. I only have 4 hairstyles, so I really can't help you.
Okay. So basically, you have. What the updo?
And it's new.
The updo.
It's a new one.
The updo is Pineapple Jade. Right.
I like a pineapple.
Jade, we had this for your whole birthday. Everybody was talking about your pineapple hairstyle.
But that's a one-off hairstyle.
Okay, so that one no one count.
No. That was for a special occasion. I got me looking at what you're calling me pineapple, Jade?
I mean, it does sound good. Who don't like pineapple?
Lots of people.
I don't really like pineapple either. But I
Yeah,
I understand the passion. I understand the passion. It's just saying for me. So you have Empress Jade, right? Of course, which is like, down in the back, right? You have Empress Barbie, which is this one, right? We have Mermaid Jade, which is the wavy one, and then the updo. We gotta find a name for the updo.
Somebody can tell before the show.
Yeah, somebody will find a yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to cut our lively conversation, but we have to.
We have some things we need to talk about.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it started with some terrible, terrible news.
Yeah.
Which is on brand for ILNT. So.
Yeah.
So first, yes, our nation is mourning. We lost a very important stalwart this weekend. So the nation mourns the passing of His Excellency Ambassador Vance Winkworth Amory. There is a wave of mourning across the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis in reaction to the death of former Premier of Nevis, His Excellency Ambassador Vance Winkworth Amory, who died on Saturday, April 2nd at the age of 72. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Timothy Harris, in his address to the nation following Ambassador Amory's death, expressed condolences to his family and close relatives. On behalf of the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I officially extend heartfelt condolences to the family of Ambassador Amory, in particular his wife, daughters, siblings, and grandchildren, and to the people of Nevis. May God's Holy Spirit comfort you at this time of deep sorrow, grief, and loss. May the soul of our former Premier, Senior Minister, and Elder Statesman, His Excellency Ambassador Vance Winkworth Amory, rest in eternal peace.
Yeah, definitely a huge loss for the Federation.
That one was
that one went around. First off, from us here in ILNT, condolences, deepest sympathies to his family, friends, the people of Nevis, the entire Federation. And that's one of the things that I found telling about this past weekend, the fact that I was seeing such an outpouring of condolences and grief, really, from not just Nigerians, but people from all walks of life, all across the Federation.
And the Caribbean.
Yeah. Sometimes, that's a Nevis man. His impact is heavy in Nevis and stuff like that. That's not the case here. Ambassador Amory, he really did make an impact in every corner of the island, and of course wider field, which is why you're seeing the type of response to his transition that you're seeing. And I think that speaks for how he lives his life. Like he was really a class act. Like that's
Clearly,
I remember
all the stories I've been reading. I was like, wow, he's so nice.
I think that even for persons who may have had different political leanings, who may have had different political philosophies, they all seem to respect, have this level of respect for him. He carried himself with class. He was a true gentleman. I remember, the few times I would have had any type of extended conversations with him. He was close to my parents, so he would come to church and stuff like that, and gave a very touching speech at one point about my parents at a ceremony they had at the church and things like that. So that's one thing I would always say. Like, he always carried himself like a true gentleman, like a true statesman, and he really gave respect, and thus received respect from all those he had dealings with.
That's one thing I'm glad you said respect, because I realized, right? And it really stuck on me this weekend, because last week a statement came out from him about the current climate with politicians in St. Kitts. And I saw people literally cussing this man, or he was this or he was that, and he shouldn't even speak. And I'm like, look at it now. He just passed away suddenly. You feel bad because you don't know that was going to be his last couple of moments, and these is the things that you said. We have to be more mindful of what we say to people and say about people. Like, I feel like y'all think social media is this fantasy land, and what you say and how you behave on there, is it real life? But it is literally real life. Like, it still exists in this universe. So when we're out here saying things and, talking to people are crazy just because we're behind a screen.
Just because they may have a different view to us.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, these are still people that you're talking to and talking about. So please figure out a way to do things better, because y'all just be really out here wilding out.
Yeah. Let's see what this caller has to say. Caller, good morning. You're live on ILNT. What's up? We lost our caller. I see there were several people trying to get in, so we have a few minutes before we have to go into our next segment. So people trying to call in. We have a few minutes before we have to go into the next segment. Good morning, caller. You're live on ILNT. What's up?
Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Jade.
Morning.
I wish I could say it was a good morning. My heart aches. Former Premier Vance Amory was my school teacher, and he had a hand in molding me to who I am today. I can truly say that. He continued on to be a very good friend to our family, and just recently I saw him, and he reached out, and he wanted to know how I was doing, how I was coping with the loss of my dad, because he knew he would keep in touch with Dad and call back and forth, and Mom and him were always very good friends when she was still alive, and so I'm shocked. It shook me to the core when I got the news, because I had no idea when I saw him the other day that would be the last time that I would see him. To me, he certainly didn't look like a sick man at all. But then, his smile always and his whole demeanor always overshadows everything else. And so that probably is what was happening there. I just want to say to his family members, his friends, his colleagues, my deepest and sincerest condolences from the entire Howell family, because he taught my older sister in school as well. And it's just very, very sad. Very, very sad. I'm going to move on quickly to just a quick note. I did listen to the interview you did with my child. As you know my child, you know how I feel about my child.
Right.
You know? And I just want to add one thing to it, to your interview, because the people must hear this. We have got to be careful about what we do and how we deal with people and how we treat people. And you had a hand in molding my child to where he is today. You held his hand when I didn't know who Azim was, and I kept saying, well, who is this Azim? Who is Azim? And you guided him. He went to Full Sail because of, my understanding is, because of what you instructed him to do and helped him do, because you had been to that school. There are a lot of young people out here who just need somebody to take a moment to hold their hand. And you did that for my child. And you continue to be a friend to him. I don't know if you realize how much he looks up to you. And Emmanuel is a child. Emmanuel don't talk much. I have to pry things out of him. But I would constantly hear about Azim. I kept wondering if I had another child that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
And I just want to say to you, he's doing awesome. I'm so proud of him, and you are the reason. You are the reason why he's out there right now. And you continue to encourage him. You continue to hold his hand up in conversation, and he reaches out to you. You reach out to him, and I just want to thank you so much, because it means, you know, I think of Premier Amory, and I'm thinking again, oh God, there goes somebody who's gone, and maybe we didn't take the time to tell them how much they meant.
True.
We spend a lot of time out here, and we want to curse them, we want to this, and we want to that. Take a moment to reach out. And it doesn't have to be because they just did something. It could be just a moment. Just reach out and call them and say, hey, I just want to tell you I love you.
For sure.
You mean so much.
For sure.
Because listen, these moments are fleeting, huh? I keep asking myself, who else? Tomorrow morning when I wake up, who am I going to hear?
It seems like it's every day somebody, man.
It is. And he was a good man. He was a good man. And as Emmanuel's mommy, thank you so much for all that you continue to be to him and for him. Thank you so much. You guys have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short break while I go and wipe these tears. We're coming right back with Traffic Talk right here with Media SKN. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tilly Wall with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business, property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we got you covered. 130 years in this business, we've got you covered. For all your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Dealey Walwyn, people you can trust.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers. I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down, down. fire day. Driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. Stop. I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue to help you to live. Just take this advice I give. I want in all drivers to take care of your passengers. Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. How much more tragedy we have to endure to face the reality. Less is safer than more. I'm begging all my friends. Be careful on the road. Slow it down, slow it down.
Good morning and welcome back to Win Media SKN, right here with your fave, Azem, and of course, Jade right next to me. And guess what? It's Monday. Look who's joining us in the studio. No surprise. Sergeant Henry. Good morning, Sergeant, for Traffic Talk. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
It is Monday, as usual. You're here to come hang out with us on Win Media SKN. But before we even jump into whatever you have planned, because you got a nice little book there with all kind of notes and thing. But how are you doing?
I am fine, thank you, and thank God for that. I am blessed.
Lovely to hear that. As a matter of fact, let me tell me now. They make you work on the weekend?
Not really.
You see them kind of answer there, Jade?
That's a yes.
That's a
That's a yes.
that's a I wasn't supposed to, but they called me in.
No, but remember, policing is at 24 hours. So
She's been well trained.
Very much. Cromwell.
Oh, man about that. Man about that. But Sergeant, good morning. Tell us what you have in store for us on Traffic Talk today.
Okay, this morning I'll be talking about the traffic lights. Because persons are still not doing what they're supposed to do. They're turning when they're not supposed to turn. They're stopping for people to turn. So I'm here this morning to enlighten the public again, to educate them on when you can turn and when you cannot turn. We have at Wellington Road, by this Horsford gas station, Leonard Dickinson Street and Wellington Road. If you're traveling from Baker's Corner, going to the airport, you're not supposed to turn right. The only place you can turn when you're traveling there is before you meet the gas station. You can turn by the automotive division or you said the Horsford showroom. You can also come out the street right opposite that and across the road. But when you reach the gas station, you cannot turn right. For you to get into the gas station, you have to come from the airport and go into Baker's Corner. We also have the no entry signs that are up. If you're driving from Baker's Corner going to the airport, you will see one on your left before you meet the road by Miss Slack Preschool. When you're coming down from the airport, you'll see one on your left right by the gas station telling you you cannot turn across the traffic. For College Street Gut, if you're traveling from a police station going to the cemetery, you cannot turn up College Street Gut. If you're coming from the cemetery going to the Bastille Police Station, you cannot turn down, and you're not supposed to turn on Church Street either. Those are no right turn, and the signs are there. We're educating now, but then afterwards we'll prosecute. If you come down to College Street Gut and Liverpool Road, it used to have a stop sign right there when you reach by the NCIS in College Street Gut. The stop sign has been removed from there, so you proceed straight. If you're coming from cross by Market Street into Liverpool, where there's a stop sign there, you must stop and proceed with caution. Proceed with caution. Make sure that nothing is coming when you're traveling out of that road.
Okay.
We also have in the gut, College Street gut, a call some time ago at the traffic department, and so when people are traveling on Keon Street, and when they reach by College Street, they are slowing up. Remember that was ramped, so you can drive smoothly. You don't have to stop, because it's not a ditch anymore.
Okay.
So you just continue straight. Okay.
One of the places that I see persons dealing operating differently is down at the traffic light at the bottom of 4th Street. Right?
Yes.
Just in front of the
Museum.
The museum.
Yes.
The turning lane, right? The lane that allows you to go up to 4th Street.
That's on the Bay Road.
On the Bay Road.
Okay.
On the Bay Road. Yes, of course, we know that when there is the green arrow, then you're free to turn.
It's not only the green arrow alone.
Right.
When it's a still green and nothing is coming from the opposite direction, which is coming from cross by Rams, if
Right.
nothing is coming, you can proceed.
Yes, I think that is one of the things that confusing persons as well.
You can proceed if nothing is oncoming, even there and by College Street gut. It's the same thing. If you're coming from by the bus terminal to go up. If you're coming from Rams going up to College Street, you can
Right.
also do that same turning.
Right. It's a turning lane, so
Right.
the still green means you are able to make the turn
Once nothing
the
is
traffic
oncoming,
clear.
yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll stop there for now. I don't know if anybody have any calls. I'll take the calls.
Some person's trying to get in on the conversation. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk. We lost that caller, but we have someone who's trying to get in. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning, Azim.
Good morning.
And good morning, Jade.
She just stepped
And
out.
good morning, Sergeant Amory.
Henry.
Henry, Sergeant Henry, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is PWOP. You know what I mean, eh? Police without pay.
Okay.
Now, I'm just giving you a little advice. I like the instructions and the education that you just gave to the road users with these traffic lights. And I'm just telling you, whenever you have a topic, like you're speaking about traffic lights, do not let me or anybody come tell you police need to stop a pothole over there and pothole up Monkey Hill and all this kind of thing. Police ain't there to repair the road. The road have the people them to repair them. So do not let anybody divert from your topic and we talk about pothole and bumping all kind of road and all kind of foolishness. Let them respect the topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller.
Yes, so we actually have some persons commenting online. Witty is asking about the sign outside the sands by Port Zante East. Witty, if you could be a bit more, if you give us a bit more context, that would be cool. Of course, somebody saying coming from Fort Thomas to Liverpool Road, can you go straight across? I see an arrow in the road, seems to be pointing that you can only go up the gut.
Okay. That arrow is for you to turn left. Remember, you cannot turn across the traffic because the person who is coming down from College Street, the stop sign is no longer there. But if you're
Right.
going to go across, you have to proceed, as I said.
With
Careful,
caution, yeah.
yes, with caution, because you don't know what is coming down. And then you cannot see properly there, so you have to proceed at your own risk and be careful.
Okay. So you can come down
For
Fort
now.
Thomas Road and
And
continue
for
into
now,
Liverpool
yes.
Road. Okay. Okay, good.
Okay, Sands Complex. I think that's the one the person was talking about east.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're coming from the Bay Road up by Fisheries, you cannot turn into into Wiggly Alley. That's the one just behind Sands Complex.
Right.
You cannot turn across into Sands Complex either, because there's a sign saying no right turn. So you're not supposed to turn. If you're coming out from Sands Complex, you can turn left to go up. You cannot turn right. Because remember the traffic that is coming from Port Zante, you can only take a right. You cannot take a left to go into town.
Okay, so can you go down Wiggly
Through Wiggly Alley?
You could go through Wiggly Alley
Yes.
if you're coming from Port Zante?
Yes, you can go straight through. Because remember this topic, the traffic stop on either side of the main road.
Right, for you to be able to
Yes,
proceed out
to
of.
proceed, yes.
Can you come out of the sands and go and enter Port Zante?
No.
Okay.
You'll be cutting across the traffic.
All right. All right. Well, we have someone calling on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Hi, good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, officer, for trying to explain in your own way and the way you see that it should be fixed for people to travel in Bastia. Over the few years, I have been driving in Bastia, and it has been traffic friendly, where you had drivers who some drive reckless and some drive carefully, and at times you have to wait for some moment to get through. It appears to me like Bastia is one of the hardest cities that anyone can ever try to rectify or try to make traffic easier in Bastia. However, having said that, it also appears to me like someone set out to sell St. Kitts some traffic light. And whether you're ready or not, we're selling you light. We have roundabouts which we are not utilizing. They're on the left side of Port Zante, they're on the east of Port Zante, and the west side of Port Zante. Instead of using those roundabouts, we proceed to use traffic light because someone decided they're going to sell St. Kitts traffic light. Bastia is not drivers friendly like it used to be before. There are lots of no entry, don't do that and don't do this. And to get you in Bastia now is more difficult than anything else. If you want to go on the western side, you have to travel all the way down to east by Rams to turn around to come back when you leave Port Zante. Because it is a trial without failure to make sure that you don't go into the central part of Bastia. What use is of a city for people if you can't use it? It doesn't make any sense to me. And so to me, lots of things that have been trying, they are not even for safety. They're not even for safety. You think that you're speeding up things, but you're not. You think that you're making things more efficient, but you're not. You're making it more difficult and more gasoline consumption to get around in Bastia. But like everything else, we'll watch and see. There was not even a consensus where you ask people what they think and how they feel. You just give it to them and say, you're in prison, fit this suit. And to me, that's not the way it should have been done, but time will tell. Thank you very much, officer, for trying to educate the people. And I say thank you very much also. Do have a good day.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you. Yeah. I think the traffic lights are here, and thank you, Sergeant Hendry, for trying to continually educate persons on exactly how to use them. I think what it means now is that you do have to do a bit of pre-planning on your route.
Yes.
When you're coming into Bastia, it does take a bit of like I said, planning to maneuver and get around.
Yes.
But we have another call on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning. I'm following up on my question from last week regarding the height of the signs that are placed for the use of motorists. Do you have an answer for us, officer?
Yes, sir.
About? Okay.
Okay. We use the internet.
Okay. I'll listen and then I'll come back after you finish.
Okay. We use international standard height, and this is 8 feet from the floor to the sign. That is what we use here.
Well, I trust that you will appreciate that if you walked along any of the recent new traffic light intersections, you don't even need a ruler to tell you that those are not 8 feet. All you need is your head. to tell you that those signs are not 8 feet off the ground. And so I would appreciate if with the cooperation of whoever is responsible, Public Works Department or whomever, that these guys can be revisited and new poles placed in order to reduce the risk to pedestrians trying to safely use the sidewalks. Secondly, I endorse almost 100% what the previous caller said with regards to the traffic lights. That it seems if it is more about how could we get thinkers to purchase us some traffic lights. But maybe I'm just a cynic. However, the larger issue, I think, and it is not the traffic department's problem, it is a problem of city planners. The larger issue is that we are addressing the movement of traffic in Bastia on a street by street, junction by junction, rather than taking a macro approach, looking at Bastia as a village, and how do you move around this village, both for the convenience of goods and people, not in a speedy manner, but in an efficient manner. Because when you have to be using up more gasoline to make long roundabout turns, as the gentleman spoke earlier, the efficiency in it all just adds to the congestion. We need a look at Bastia as a large village, and how do you get conveniently, safely, for both goods and the people from one place to the other. I know it's not on your desk, but the powers that be, let's hope that they listen to this program and they might listen to people who call in and express these frustrations. May you have a hard-working week, and if I don't speak again, a hard-working month. Or a profitable one as well, or a productive one as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlo.
Yeah, we don't have any more calls at this particular point. We have some comments online. Someone is saying that they think the idea of the way the traffic is being directed now, the use of the traffic lights and the other road signs, is to limit the driving traffic in Bastia. We have someone else trying to get in on the conversation. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Calling about the area of College Street and Clarence Street, which is something that I've looked at for many years and made a couple of suggestions. One of which is that we should have an overpass in College Street Gut, which would eliminate, one, parking and the flow of traffic. If we have an overpass, because of the depth of the gut, we would be able to have all of the traffic on Clarence Street flowing smoothly straight across Clarence Street. And the traffic from St. Peter's, I would say, to the Bay Road would just flow smoothly. It wouldn't have to come to a stop. It would not need a traffic light in that area. And when you think about the emergency vehicles, for one, the ambulance, the fire, and police, traveling towards, I must say, east to west or west to east, you have a continuous flow of traffic. I would think that that is an area where we can improve the flow of traffic in the Bastia area. I don't know what you think.
Okay, so I've noted your concern and your suggestion, and we'll look into that, and you'll hear more about that later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That's it.
We actually have someone else trying to get in on the conversation. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Sergeant Henry, I noticed you love to say, we look into that, and we look into that. I'm also aware that some of these issues raised might not necessarily be within your purview or within your power to deal with. You have to take them to either a different authority or to a higher authority within the force.
Yes, sir.
But with respect to some of the signs announcing traffic lights ahead, why are they planted in the middle of the sidewalks? Why are they positioned in such an obviously bad position? I mean, I walked around to investigate for myself, and I noticed that quite a number of areas all over, these signs are literally in the center of the sidewalk. I mean, I'm not sure how that is going to facilitate movement of both of people and those particularly in wheelchairs and so on. But I think a number of them need to be removed forthwith and be positioned on the edge, very edge of the sidewalk, if necessary at all. Because I think after a while, they can be removed. People would have become accustomed, as it were, that the traffic lights are ahead. And I'm not sure if they'll become necessary anymore. But in the interim, too many of them are plumb center, if not plumb center in the sidewalk, in the middle of the sidewalk, very close to that. I think that's a serious error. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We don't have any call, but that has been something that we've discussed here too. Sometimes it's not even just the poles in the middle of the sidewalk. Sometimes you find a whole lamppost in the sidewalk. Yes. It's interesting. But we have another call on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
No defense to the sergeant, because I know the sergeant is quite capable of defending herself. But you must remember that the police are just an instrument that is used to carry out those who have decided to put the traffic lights in place. Just like they are instrument of those who send them downtown with a book to do what you call a highway robbery. Because it's in my view that policing is to protect, prevent, to deter, and to make sure that things don't happen. And what they have done, they have defeated the whole purpose by putting officers downtown with a book, especially to collect. It's a money-making thing. If you brush a fly, you could be charged for driving without due care and attention. Instead of the police is there to prevent it from happening, the police is to be here to make sure they catch you doing it. And once you did it, it's a ticket. And we all know that our minimum wage is $300 per week. And when they give you a ticket for $150, that's half of your wage gone for the week's pay. And then somebody going to say, well, then don't do it. No, you should not do it. But it is the whole idea of keeping things straight to prevent and to deter. The other thing that I want to speak about is why not put a road into the direction to get the emergency ambulance into the hospital, coming across here with the cable above the Defense Force system, right between where the cable have the antennas and so on. Why not make a road from the bypass road so when they come from the countryside, from the FT William, they could go straight into the hospital rather than going right around about and come back all the way up down by the governor. We can put a road through there. Those are things to make things easier and simpler for the people, rather than running up and down and talk about you putting traffic lights in town. Who does that help? Sorry about this, getting excited with the officer. It's not you. You're just doing your job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carla. Okay, on Sandown Road, persons still not adhering to the lights across there. I know it's something new for us, but when you're coming from the fisheries or Port Zantes direction, there are lights by Sandown Road and the Bay Road. Please to remember that there's a light. When you reach and you already pass is when you remember. So I'm asking you please to remember that, and also on Wellington Road. People still running the lights at Red and Wellington Road.
I see the one at Sandown Road for myself. I was in this stop at Sandown Road and it had green. And even though I got green, I just still look left and right. I see this man just nicely just drive past me, whoosh, heading into town. Yes. But yeah, the man maybe he colorblind, but the man just whoosh. I was like, okay, that's what we're doing.
Man in a rush, he has an emergency.
Yes, but still there are the lights. Remember if...
not just being sarcastic.
I know, but if you get in an accident, you're still wrong. Even if you have an emergency, you're not an emergency vehicle. Yeah. Remember, only those vehicles can proceed, whether it's red, green, or whatever.
Right. All right, we have a call on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning. With regards to light at Sandown Road, I remember the very first day it was commissioned, driving along, coming from the fisheries. And I did not realize until the last moment that there was no right turn, okay, because of where the no entry sign is placed. Normally, when you have two lights on a road, it suggests two lanes of traffic, okay? And I would suggest that you have, when you're coming from the fisheries, you should see one light above the left lane, and where the other light is posted should be a no right turn. Okay, on the post where the traffic lights are located, so that it's very clear, even from a distance, just like you can see the light, the color of the light, you can also see that there's no right turn. Because, you know, I tended to start drifting over to the right, expecting a turning lane, very much like what is at the museum, okay, and realized there was none. Okay, so I don't know why you'd have two lights in one lane of traffic, but I would suggest that rather than have the two lights, once you cannot turn right, that the no right turn be placed over that light, that second light. Okay, the light that would appear to be in another lane, in a right lane. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. I have noted your concern.
Okay, then. All right.
Okay, I just want to thank the callers for their comments, their observation, their suggestions, and I hope what I said this morning, everyone will take it and abide by the laws. I'm asking persons also, even the persons who walk in the street, please to use the crosswalk. The crosswalk, the only crosswalk by the lights is what you're supposed to use. Persons are still crossing over by Rams supermarket on the Bay Road. Please, do not cross down there. There are two crosswalks, one by College Street and one by the museum. Please to use those crosswalks and everything will be going good. I just want to thank you again, and I'll see you next week, same time.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers. I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all
protects your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Till you walk with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business, property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we got you covered. 130 years in this business, we've got you covered. For all your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Delia Walwyn, people you can trust.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Hola, everyone. everybody, it's your boy SA. Here's your Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag Special running March 24 to April 6. Campbell Chunky Soups, $11.99. Fiora Baptiste, $19.99. Palmolive Dish Detergent, $9.99. Essential Everyday Pancake Syrups, $8.99. Essential Everyday Sliced Single Cheeses, $8.99. Essential Everyday Barbecue Sauces, $5.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Skippy Peanut Butter, $12.99. Final Touch Fabric Softener, $12.99. IGA Essential Everyday Salad Dressing, $7.99. Mueller's Pasta, $4.99. Post Honey Bunches of Oats, family size, $17.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Frozen Vegetables, $6.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. And we're going to continue with some more tea time. You get a little extra heat today because we had the Grammys last night.
Oh, you're testing out your throat.
Bye. See if I can win something next. Bye. I got to get like Grammy for best like segment intro or something.
Nah, I think. They ain't got like a sound engineer category.
That was sound engineer category, yeah.
You don't enter?
Ain't that easy, you know?
How would you? Man, I never.
It's like this is why others be like, you know, everybody does be talking about. Let me say everybody, but there's been on several occasions this call for recognition by the Grammys where we don't have a soca category, where they don't recognize where they don't where they don't
I start to sing soca and go win over. I know the whole Caribbean upset.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me just not.
But my thing is, like, do you read? Like, do you read? All the people that be talking about we need a soca Grammy, we need a soca Grammy, we need a soca Grammy, and we need more Caribbean music Grammy. Then I'm like, do you like, have you just, instead of just telling random people on the radio, have you spoken to the association? Have you spoken to the Grammy? Like, have you called the Grammy office?
We don't need it.
You know why, Jay? You know why I have to ask that? Like, all you got to do is join. Just join. Just join the guild.
Keep us
and then you have a vote.
You see what happening right now in reggae? Shambles.
Jay, this is what has been happening in reggae forever.
Exactly. We don't want to add that to soca because Caribbean people ain't gonna let that there slide,
For those of you who don't know what Jade is talking about, Jade seems to be very surprised about the freshly.
Surprised? No. I'm not surprised. I don't feel like I'm surprised.
You're not surprised. I got you.
No, watching a white group win for best reggae artist over 5 Jamaican artists is surprising. You're crazy.
But you see, this is the thing for me too. This is why, okay, I can tell you something, right? There's a lot of times.
I talk is based on bias, by the way.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, there are a lot of times where we don't care we take what we have for granted, right? So there's been several instances where, for instance, they used to have the international steel pan competition, and like there was like steel orchestras from like Sweden that was winning every year. But part of it is that a lot of times we take it for granted. So when we can just go down by the panyard and practice because thing coming up, these people out there developing schools, these people developing techniques, these people developing like literal scientific like equations for how to tune pans properly and all of these kind of things. So they take it to a new level, right? And sometimes you see that happening. and that's a lot of time that's our fault for not like fully recognizing the value in what we have.
Yep.
No, I don't think that's the case here. I know these guys personally. I've worked with Soldier before. So Soldier, a group called Soldier.
Never heard them name.
No, you've heard them. You know why? Because I've brought them up here on the show before. I have spoken about the fact that the biggest group in the Western Hemisphere, biggest reggae group in the Western Hemisphere, is a group of white guys from Wisconsin. I have said it here before.
That don't even sound right.
Yeah, but it does. It goes to show a lot of times how we are in our own bubble. We don't know what's going on. Now, do I believe that the music? Because that's really what it comes down to. Do I believe that the music is warrants the award? Perhaps not. But recognizing that the Grammys aren't simply about the music, then it kind of makes sense. The thing for me is they literally are the biggest reggae act in the Western Hemisphere. Outside of them is like Gentleman and Alpha Blondie, right?
All these only white people.
No, then Gentleman is white, but Gentleman we've accepted Gentleman as one of ours.
Oh, what he sing?
He sung there's so much good songs that he sung.
When we going home, you're going
and the thing is, when you listen to him, you think he's from Jamaica. This Soldier, no, you know these are some white guys from. But they
never cosplaying as reggae people.
Yeah, and then of course the biggest reggae act in the world, meaning the person who demands the most money, and is considered like the biggest reggae draw in the world from the Ivory Coast, black guy. So yeah, we in our bubble, so we think like Cartel and Tavis Riley is like huge, and Chronics and so. Like Damian Marley was the opener for the Soldier tour. You see what I'm saying? Like we go like, oh, but yeah, that's how it is. So recognizing all them kind of things there, and it happen all the time. Yeah, like I talk to people all the time. I be like, let me ask you a question: who you think collected the most royalty from like Jacob, like consistently for years, like?
That's why I said, do not involve soca in this. Please keep us out.
But this has nothing to do with. Okay, let me not say that. But that's a deeper level. But when I say just the royalty is collected by the collective management organization, like they release who like the payouts, like who are the top earners and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When I ask people who the top earners are, they generally don't get it right. Like and that's the Jamaican society. Mm-hmm. Like I would get answers like Chronics. I'd get answers like Popcorn. I get answers like no. Consistently, it's been Taurus. Consistently, it's been Taurus. They've been paying no more.
Vibes.
So like, yeah, the thing is, this is what happened to me. Like a lot of times, a lot of us ain't involved in music, and then but because we listen to music, we think we're specialists. I just hear like I don't even get involved in, especially on Facebook. I'd be watching some of the conversations on Facebook, and be like, nobody here know what they're talking about. Nobody like.
I can't tell them that.
No, I just watch on here like.
Because as much as you know what you're talking about,
you don't and Jade, sometimes you just have to let people stew in their ignorance.
Yeah, it saves you time and energy. Yeah, saves your mental health, all of these things. But I got a story for you after.
But the truth is, for me too, is like, why are you going to go like be the music police? Like the people who they're talking about ain't even care about them either. So I ain't even hurting at my head. Like, I could have y'all discussions about like who is better and who is thing and bring up all these weird metrics.
Oh, another song.
And
he wait for Joe. But Intoxication is a big tune.
Jay, the man have tons of big tunes. As a matter of fact,
I love that man.
Exactly. For years, people thought Gentleman was a black man from.
Until I see the video and I was like, you do it, yeah, sure. But yeah, it was definitely a white man.
You know the other person who I hear, who when I heard them sing and when I saw them, I couldn't put two and two together.
Calibuds?
No. I know Calibuds too, but the thing for me was the biggest shock for me was Ghost.
Where's Ghost again?
He sings like this. He sings like very high. He does sing a lot of the He does sing a lot of the reggae covers. The reggae covers and he does sing them very high.
Very high.
Very high. So,
Look
firstly,
him up.
Ghost is huge. It's like, first thing, you sound like a woman, sir. Why are you 400 pounds?
For sure.
No,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
not like Jay, the
Yeah,
man.
that makes sense.
At first, he was like very built, like he was very muscular. He was like this.
And then while he started holding him, I said, help.
I couldn't believe that's where the voice coming
No,
out.
that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I honestly could say that makes sense because I've looked at a lot of videos with people singing in that type of pitch and tone. Also, them been bigger people.
Yeah. Why?
He looks buff as heck.
But the man big, the man like huge, built.
Mhm. But you said mental health, and I remember that I had to tell you something. So remember,
Jay, this is the time and place. You sure you want to release
Yes.
this on the radio?
Yes.
Okay, bye.
remember some weeks back I was telling y'all about a guy who I know has mental issues, and he exposed himself to me.
Yes.
So yes, Saturday,
Oh.
I went to take Jaden to cut his hair, and then we was coming back down the road because the barber lives like a mile away.
Okay.
So it was a cool little walk, even though it was raining. But I saw him, and I know he saw me. So I see him see me and come into my direction.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh God, I got to play it cool because Jaden is here.
Right.
I don't know what state he's in right
No,
now.
you don't know you don't know his mental. yeah.
Exactly. But he was actually pretty cool. Like, I think I caught him in a non-manic state.
Right.
So he was explaining certain things to me, like his medication. He was explaining that the incident that happened is probably because on that day he was having an episode.
Wow.
He
So
was
he has no recollection.
No, he didn't remember it.
Wow.
But he did say, he was like...
I remember everyone I've exposed myself to.
You should. Want to in the right state of mind. And you don't do drugs, so you know, you're good.
Right.
But yeah, he was literally...
Unless the antibiotics.
And then, you know, that's... You need to go back to the doctor for that one. The penicillin acting up. But yeah, so we had a conversation. I mean, it ended kind of the way I thought it would end.
I
But
was very scared when you started this conversation, but I'm happy to hear that he's doing better.
I don't know
But
if he's doing better.
At least then, because
Yeah,
you didn't want a repeat of the last incident.
No, not at all.
You see, this is what I'm talking about too. Like last week, I ran into a guy who I know has been suffering from some mental health issues, and although he was in a state where we could have had a conversation and thing, you could tell he just was not.
Yeah, no, you could tell with him too. You could tell with him definitely.
And I kind of encouraged him to go, and we worked on something. I got him to go and see a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Took him there, and I don't know what happened in the room because, of course, like he went in the room and did it. But as much as I feel funny because he is not his full self, or he's not fully the person I know because of the medication. I understand that without the medication, who he can be is dangerous to himself and to other people.
Yeah.
So it's like...
He actually was telling me the names of his medication.
Yeah.
He was telling me that he stopped a couple of them because I was throwing him off. He told me like he got hit in his head way too many times playing football and other things. So that's why now he has some issues. Yeah.
I mean, people like we don't know. You don't know the things that you don't know the things that have people in this state that they are. And we've been talking about people. Bear in mind, I keep telling people, mental health doesn't only apply to persons who we deem as crazy or have some diagnosable state or something like that. Like we all are at some state of mental health, right? We all are. Like we all have that. Some and you don't know what people dealing with. And you don't know the things that contributed to this person being where they are mentally. And I think, like, again, just sometimes you have to deal with people with grace, but we also have to deal with people with caution because, again, you don't know. I could imagine when you see the guy walking towards you, it's like all kind of things going to your mind. You're looking, you have your son with you, like all of this going on. Like,
And Jaden so friendly. Jaden asking him to hold his hand and all. And I'm like,
oh boy.
Bruh.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to have a talk.
Yeah, like, sir, this white behavior, we gotta cut this out early. This is how you guys get kidnapped.
That is why the liars stop the children watch all these Paw Patrol. Yeah.
The man's so nice.
The children coming up too nice. They're coming up too nice and they're talking weird.
Jaden.
It's not Jaden. It's all of them. It's all the little children talking like they're from Wisconsin, like soldier.
Yeah, Jaden did something this morning and I had to laugh. We was outside waiting for his uncle to pick us up, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess he was taking so long for Jaden. Jaden like on my hand. I was like, Mommy, I'm going back inside. I said, what? He said, yeah, I'm going inside. I said,
waiting too long. Come on.
I literally couldn't do anything but laugh. Because I'm like, one, I didn't realize he understood the concept of men doing this. And two,
he has now understood the art of being fed up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it's that for me, that realization that my child know how to be fed up in that way. I literally had to crack up.
Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up? Oh, that's a caller. Let's see if we get this one. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Good morning, my island tea children. We'll call in. Thanks for ringing the bell. Oh, my children, I just went in there in a tub. There was some stuff of fun. It I said, oh my gosh, I call a customer and I ring it. I said, oh my gosh, the people must cost me to that. No, she don't know Shelly. I don't she go. I just absolutely say I'm going to ring it when I get on the show today. Yes, I don't want to get on to Miss Henry, but get into Miss Henry, I did not. Yeah, the one there by the traffic light by Ram, sure not to be there. I went no scientist. It's not science. Whether it's a rocket, scientist rocket supposed to tell you that. That should not be there. I don't know that Jamaica man, or is it was too short. You wanted right now, Jada. It want stoplights there when you're coming out from the Beverly Ground, coming up from the governor side. And it want going east and west. It could be east and west. And it want one by the movie. Mr. Henry, Sophia, my old time go to girlfriend. I hope you listen to your girl, not Lady Bernice. We are always good friend, but you know, when you live certain places, I used to be in them house nearly every day when I was living at Friends Avenue as a child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Henry, it want one day by the movie. Coming up from the abattoir, it'll be like a traffic hazard. A hazard when you're looking at put trash on the ground. So you understand me, couple of children?
Yes.
Yes,
God, ma.
Yeah, and one, hello?
Yes.
You one by the movie, and one could go there by the laundry too. It won't be too short like the one down Rams. You know, right there by the laundry there, by the Birmingham to go up and come down.
Right.
Need one there too, so right now we need about 3 of them out there and take that one from down the thing. Because what happened? That should have been a roundabout. They had it good. You go in Port Sante, and when you come in, you come back out and you go to the west. I don't know. I don't know where they put in the traffic. I beg them, please go move it. Please, sorry to give them such a big job. But please go and move it. And take me couple of children.
Hear you for sure.
Mommy, love you all went to I know you all is reporter, so you all enjoyed. You all went there. I went at the beach. I thought it was Friday, you know. When I heard about the labor thing, I thought launch it. I thought, well, I said gonna begin 2 and not finish 6. But when you look at somebody calling me 11 o'clock last night, you went down by the labor 7:12. I was in this yard there. I enjoyed you.
Well, we're gonna talk about it now. Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy my fruitful age of 3 schools and 10.
You had a birthday recently?
Huh?
When is your birthday?
It done gone since February. Didn't I told you all already?
Oh, yes,
you're right.
My 3 schools and 10, Jada, gonna leave you in a Jane. I go on.
All right, later. Oh boy.
Listen, always a grand time.
Always a grand time here. Grand old time
Yes.
here on the Island Tea Morning Show.
Yeah, just
Jane, made the thing, Jane.
you ain't gonna name that.
Oh,
But
boy.
yeah, since our friend here on the radio brought it up, we have
Beautiful segue. Beautifully
Listen,
done. Beautifully
listen.
done. Beautifully done.
couldn't plan it better.
Lovely
Yes.
segu.
What is that?
It's a segu.
A segu. So yes, yesterday was very festive. I don't know if you noticed,
I noticed.
but the place was red out yesterday.
The red wave is coming, sir.
Listen.
The red wave is coming.
I think this might have been the biggest showing of support for any party so far. Going, I can't count Nevis because I haven't been to anything.
In recent times.
Yeah. But I'm a bit upset that I didn't get to actually be there to witness it because I was trying to go to every single one.
Yeah. But they'll have Jade. We just kicking off.
Oh yes, thank God. There shall be more to get to. But yes, yesterday Labour launched some new candidates. Me and Azim already had mentioned this because we saw a picture and we put one and none together. We get to.
Yeah. But
Which was the amount of candidates.
I don't kind of walk it up since when they had come on the show. Remember they come on the show? At least the executive for constituency to come on the show.
The other person didn't come. But so yesterday they announced there are two new candidates. Miss Marsha Henderson, she is going to be running in number 2.
Yeah.
So Jonelle, watch your back. And in number 4 we have Mr. Samuel Duggins. So sharp boss, pull up your socks. Samuel, come in.
Yeah, I think
2 good picks. A matter of fact, 2 great picks.
Yeah.
Two great picks.
I'm close with both these candidates. I think last. Let me talk about the event first.
You went, thank God.
Let me talk about the event first.
Thank God you was there.
I think the overall tone of the event was good. One of the things that I liked about it was it was an obvious. It was they were strategic in how they presented the event last night.
Mm-hmm.
There was no long speeches. There was no long drawn out nothing. There was no cussing, no abusing, no nothing. It was very much come out. Definitely. I'm presenting the team. I think it was really, Labour, you could say in terms of the election race. I akin it to coming out of the blocks. So they came, I think they came out of the blocks strong.
And I feel like that's why they've been so quiet because recently I've been thinking like, maybe a little quiet, boy.
But I think that was a good move too.
I fully understood it and I fully agreed with it.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that's something that they reiterated last night. A lot of times I kept hearing, but we ain't studying what them they over there doing. Let them they over there.
Let them
work out the maths.
We had written.
We focused on what it is we plan to do, and what it is we want to do.
And you have to be in this race because as much as we see this turmoil happening in the current establishment, we have to remember that everybody in this establishment is very smart politicians.
Yeah.
So as much as you see things looking a little between them, that don't mean they're off the game,
Yeah. But I think there were a couple of things that came out last night. I think one of the things that they kept reiterating too was the balance within the team, experience, new leadership, and diversity.
Yes, that was something that stood out to me in Conway's speech, diversity.
But this is one of the things that I have been talking about for some time. The fact that a lot of times when they put the teams together, for so many years it was like one load of doctors and lawyers and not a lot of people who had experience in other areas, and then they were expected to then get into government and then be in charge of ministries that
they don't relate to, can't relate to.
It's like you got a minister who is in charge of public works and never hold a hammer yet.
So he basically just signing checks and sitting in meetings.
No, but I think what I'm saying is you want to have a diversity. You want to have
You
age
have
and
to. You're
experience.
running a country.
You want to have youthfulness and vision, and of course you want to have people from multiple differences and backgrounds coming together
I
to
agree.
form a team, right?
I
So
agree.
that was one of the things that I thought was very good as well. And but we can't ignore, like you said, the level of support as well. And the
Listen.
excitement. Labor always got it.
Yeah, but you see, the reason that it looked a little bit more vibrant to me last night is because for the recent couple of years, it kind of felt like they weren't really, out there. Like,
But they spoke about that, and that is something I was going to bring up to you. To me, it seemed as though it was suggested that the previous election was stolen so to say, because the then government used the lockdowns to limit the campaigning that the Labour Party was able to do.
Okay, but
That was something that I kept coming up.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
listen, I don't tell you, right? This pandemic, I think it gets them off guard, man. I don't think they had expected for it to go the way that it went, in terms of lockdowns and people not being able to come in and cast the votes and all of these things. Because these are things that, if we're being honest, added to the impact of them getting the votes. Like, a lot of their supporters used to come in and vote and stuff like that. And we already spoke about how we feel like they should be their own constituency. But nevertheless, like, these are things that we used to see happening. And because of the pandemic, it kind of, put a damper on the potential.
No, but you could have seen the.
we could have seen it as
What I'm saying is you could have seen the real difference between the ability to campaign between the two camps, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think it might have been Dr. Drew who said, they were told that they had to, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, that they had to keep little virtual campaigns in a room while they're having jam sessions over Marriott.
I can't attest to the jam session ever. I can't come ask me.
So he let it. So he was very. So that sentiment was like, look, we locked them done with you. So there we
But
go.
yeah, them I say, I can't use that again.
I can't try that the others again. I can't try that the
But to
others
be fair,
again.
right, it really, like, to be all the way fair, right?
Jay, there was a big difference. No,
yes,
I believe.
I know that, but what I'm saying is a certain party was asking for the elections.
Oh yeah, we ready.
They
ready.
just asked for it at the wrong time, not realizing that all of this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I tell you, chess, not checkers.
Right, watch it, right? No, but no, let me tell you something, right, Jay? Sometimes people got to understand. You need these setbacks to set up yourself for what to come here. Like I keep saying, like people, like last night up there, and of course, younger people like, but don't let them see you. They're gonna brand you, yeah.
They don't ban you. Where you be? Oh yeah,
Remember last week I was a PLP.
No, you was a PAM at the end of the week.
By the end of the week I was a PAM. So early in the week I was a PLP. Then by the middle of the week I was PAM. And then last night now I was being told to be careful because I'm a labor. So we up there.
Nobody offer you no money?
But nobody offer me no money.
Backwards, man.
Me not understand what's going on.
You're all over there again.
But then again, that is something that also was being touted up there. That
you getting money?
No, that nobody was offered money to be there. So I really didn't feel left out. I didn't feel left out. Because nobody offered me the money to be there for sure.
There.
But
a little.
yeah, but the thing for me was that I'm having these conversations with people what I got out of it was a lot of people feel as though this is turning a new leaf. Like it feels as though like a new leaf has
turned for the Labour Party.
Has turned. Yeah, one person tell me, he said, "Look, boss, I's a doggy Labour, you know."
A doggy Labour.
That what he told me. He said, "I's a doggy Labour, but we got good leadership and we got mentorship." So I said, I understand. He said, and we got fresh people.
You understood what he was saying?
I think what he was saying is that
he's an old school Labour, but he realized the vision going forward.
I think what he was just saying is that like he supported Douglas as the leader of the party, but recognizing that no, Drew is the new comrade leader. Hey, I just like how they just use these army terms in the comrade leader. So he's in your comrade leader, and but you know, the experience of Douglas is still present, right? And still felt in the party, and then now they have these new people. So when people talking about how much licks Labour get or whatever and things.
Nobody gonna win every time. That's
And
why I was.
And sometimes you gotta lose. Sometimes you gotta lose.
Listen, what somebody here saying, me don't know how people that get offered money. I never get offered money yet. I must be bad lucky.
Nobody ever come by my house with the money yet. I don't understand.
As all jokes aside, right? I just been listening to some of the things that I hear people saying they get bribed with, and I'm like, man, look, boy, baba.
But what you?
Man, boy, baba.
I don't drink beer, but I mean, you could have literally give me a case of water.
I got 5,000 followers on Facebook alone. And you want to tell me I can't even try, baby?
I don't post nothing, so.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
But anyway.
Use your resources.
I think listening to, so let's talk about the new candidates. Miss Marsha Tamika, I didn't name Tamika, what she's middle name. Tamika Henderson.
So as a politician, they have to use your full in it, because then if everybody change mind, you know.
No, this is one of the things I realize about politicians, right? You got certain things that they just do, and it's like part of the politician playbook. Like one of them is either you gotta use your middle initial or your middle name.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I think it kind of make you sound more important or something when you use the middle initial. How people think so? I don't know.
That's
my
But
feeling.
this is how I learn in all y'all middle names.
Yeah. But anyway, so she spoke about basically taking the mantle from Marcelo. The royal lady, as they would affectionately refer to her as. So I guess she's the new royal lady of the Labour Party. And spoke about some of her plans, some of the things she'd like to do. Also, with Samuel, however, the feeling from his thing is like this. It felt he suggested that this was like a full circle moment for him.
I think so.
Having spent so much of his formative years in constituency 4, whether going to school, going back there to teach at Virtuals High, having a business in the community, and now asking for his support.
I see that constituency being one of the toughest fights next election.
What are you trying to say about the sharp boss girl?
Hey, getting up just so.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know Samuel fighting. Who else in down there? You think Big Boss sending anybody down there?
Well, he probably send somebody down there if you're watching. Me even watching that day, you know. Me watching for you. You know, I watching?
Who?
8.
Hey,
8?
Doggy?
No. St. Peter's Keon.
Oh, you mean with Drew and
Hamilton?
Hamilton, what again?
I think that was his last. So that is the thing. So that is the constituency you're watching here.
So that means
maybe I watched it closely too because we're a lot of voting 8. But
I mean, you're sure, eh?
Yeah. So I know watching to see what can happen in 8 because we have Dr. Drew who is the comrade leader, and then what people call a leader? They ain't gonna jiggy name. Sean ain't gonna jiggy name like comrade leader. He just leader.
And
Tim
top dog. What do you mean?
Well, Tim is the top dog,
Yeah.
so we know that's PLP name for the boss. But Sean,
what's your name before you?
He ain't got no jiggy name, Jed. We got that one.
I know you're listening. Tell us.
I don't think about jiggy name. Yeah, he just leader. So
we gotta get a little. We gotta make up one for him.
Yeah, but so you have Drew there, who would have, of course, he would have, put himself up for the support, but he has not been successful as yet. And now the person who he would have been running against for so long, moving out.
I mean, you got to find a new strategy,
What I'm saying is the person who would have been, successful in it for the last few elections, no longer there. But that means that as much as people say, "Oh, Drew wasn't successful," but he had been putting in work. Whoever come in now.
I mean, whoever come in,
Jade, I could tell you who they say running up there.
I hear so too, but maybe believe that because if that
hold
is
on,
the name,
hold on. 1 second, guys. Yeah, so
Okay, yeah, the conversation.
yeah, that they're gonna come in a couple months.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so that race up there gonna be interesting.
So you said 8 and 8 looking rough, 2 looking
But no,
rough.
ain't I looking rough? It's just that I'm just waiting to see what happens. I don't know what would happen if Hamilton.
When I say rough, I mean like a battle. Like, you know, sometimes you could look at some constituencies and you automatically know where it's going.
Yeah.
But some of them, you really got to be like, boy, and you hear the king say he coming home.
To me, better that way, you know, Jade. To me, better that way because whoever eventually wins, if it's a tight race, whoever eventually wins, right? No, they gotta walk, yeah.
Yeah,
and they gotta
if
walk,
you win easy.
and you gotta work for everybody. Yeah, you might get complacent.
Yeah.
You might get
Feel
complacent.
Like, man, they're voting for
I tell
me
you,
anyway.
that's why I want to see all the parties. If I want to see all the parties active and strong, right? As much as I am big on party politics and things like that.
Somebody said Sean is no gimmicks, no tricks. But with me, he nickname.
That's his slogan.
That's
his slogan.
He nickname.
That's his slogan. And you got to end it off with Sean sharing licks. You can't just say no gimmicks, no tricks. You got to say that 3 times, and then after that, then you got to hit them with
yeah,
the.
You appear in the studio where you say 3 times, you know, like Beetlejuice. You listen. Speaking of studio, they're supposed to be doing something today. They're supposed to go like a nice little meeting happening.
Yeah, they're at Town Hall at Boyd's tonight.
Not that friend. Mac, Sean, and.
Oh, I don't know. Cause there was
they
some.
said Monday.
Yeah, and something else was they had a thing going around last night that was
fake.
That was fake. So.
But that's a good edit to listen.
I've
seen some. What?
They look good. They look good.
That's why I need to hire. Listen to me. Some of y'all political parties, whoever create that flyer, get that person on board because they're making all good. Make a lie, that there was so believable because usually some of them you could tell like such a terrible edit. But that one,
yeah, it look good.
Color grade,
yeah,
layout, everything.
Yep, on point. Yep. The sectioning was perfect. He was nicely placed, well proportioned.
I tell you, the man used a good picture of Sean Highways and so.
Highways, yeah. But not to overshadow what happened last night. I think both Marsh Henderson and Samuel Duggins, I think they both should feel good coming out of last night. The support was definitely there. There's a lot of energy behind the party right now, I think. And so
I thought it was small acts, but then he continued after, so I realized it was the party.
No. People, to be honest, a lot of people seem to was very much waiting for Infamous. Infamous didn't eventually perform. I don't know what happened, but
oh man.
Yeah, but people was up there from early. I tell you, the thing start 4. They had people rolling in from like 3.
Oh yeah, I was watching the videos them.
It was vibes, man. It was vibes. So I think it was a good look for the party. I think they could feel good about last night and just how the night went down. So yeah, I think we're officially in silly season now.
No, we've been there, man.
No. Labour had to jump in fully first.
Oh.
Labour had to jump in fully first for it to be officially silly season.
Well, they're so petty.
Hold on there. We got Carla on the line. Good morning, Carla. You're live on Island T.
Yes, Mama here again. I'm the port, you know, me zip. I got all the portfolio, you know. Me one got all. Vance used to say he got something to me look like me take over now. Yeah, me a portfolio, everything. Hell, this, that, around there, because what happened? Look how they can get them portfolio for this and that. And they ain't there. Yeah, what you say, the person in there think about what's going on. Pick somebody who observing the place. That's what make you see things I got to know. The whole thing I got better. Yeah, but I had a gentleman, I must find out where he was from. He last came out 8 months in 2015. Right? And let me tell you, the man there used to be on to it. He come and he looking around. I said, some places overgrown trees now. I said, no. If he was at the health center still, them thing would have got to cut. I said, some dirtiness here, dirtiness there. No. The man would have on to it. The young people would have given a portfolio for under the air condition, and that's it. And driving up the government vehicle up and down just when you want a message on tongue to pick up your lunch or go and make a message to pay your bills. That's right. I would have over there, you know, what amazed me, you know. I ain't a scholar. I tell you how I graduated the other day. right, and get 6 certificate after that, some grant. And look that. I know these things. If they said them, when there was election, I listened to them good, Jane, on the pasture of Greenland, You're going to do this, you're going to do that. So let me tell you, you give me a job, even though I live at Buckley's, you don't come see wherever you put me to work, I doing the work. I got to call in. Last year, early last year, here of down there across here by Mr. Connor place coming across the church. A big tree growing over, taking up 3/4 of the road. I beg them give me a job here. I beg them give me a job. Because I'm a portfolio for, I got ideas. I don't graduate with me one kid and me child and me 6 certificate coming and be, what you call them? They don't call them some kind of doctorate to this and doctorate to that. Oh, I must tell you, I have a nurse granddaughter, and I have another granddaughter that work at the port, yeah. And another one, so she's a little Hoover driver, you're the last one. Right, I don't know how the boy, I have a boy that will cover by the BHS school, yeah. Doing, when you call it agriculture, studying thing, yeah. And the other big one must be studying mechanic with his father, but, we need to do these things. Calling the people, them not tell me all about meeting. And say, well, I hear people complaining and they hear that this thing look good and that thing look good. No time is that they give us impression that they feel good or not, Jane. And what your name, my friend, because they give me hype. Yeah, that's how I went all out behind them. They give me hype like this gonna be better than who were there before, because you could have seen who were there before. This bridge by social security, by food, I used to call him. Oh, he look massive. He look massive. Me look like any health inspector, and then pay me. I beg them give me this house for free, All
right.
I just lady, we're gonna have to take another call. We have some other people trying to get in. Good morning, caller. You're live at ILT.
Good morning, folks.
Morning.
Bribable. That's a new word, meaning, I guess, that you would sell your support or your vote for favors. There's a reason, Jade, why you have not been approached with bribes, and you should regard it as a compliment. Basically, people knowing that you are high principled and have high standards, and so it's not something to regret, actually. Okay? Last week, I listened to your, I think it was Azim, really, was looking at the evolution of thinking in regards to politics and voting in the Federation, and made the point that whereas once ago, the old folks would think more in terms of making sacrifices to make sure that children are better. And that has evolved essentially because once there was competition between parties for support, it ended up that the parties had to basically survive by giving people stuff. Okay, and now it has come essentially that people now feel comfortable asking politicians to grant them favors for votes, forgetting that the vote is something that their ancestors fought and died for, shed blood for. Okay? You did make the point that it may evolve again, but that just goes to show, just like the traffic lights we were discussing this morning, modernizing and evolution is not always without doing some kind of thinking does not always end up being good. And nobody can say that the amount of money that apparently we have in our campaigns and in our politics is good for democracy. So I would hope that the evolution will morph into something that is more decent, more principled. We have better values, and recognize the power of our vote, first of all, the collective power of our vote. Don't look at it individually as what's in it for me, because that usually results in you getting crumbs and short-term benefits, and it does not help you with getting what is needed in the future and helping the future generations to succeed. So it is something I think that you should think really deeply about when you're approached with bribery. How a politician actually decide that somebody can be bought with a case of beer or $500 or $5,000 or $50,000 is beyond me. Sounds like slavery all over again, okay, where people are bought and sold. But the bottom line is, regard your vote seriously and don't let anybody cheaten it, because your ancestors fought and died for it. Okay, then.
All right, appreciate it, caller. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think that we get into a place now where but I mean, and I was talking to us about this particular election cycle. We get into a place now where persons are going to start, as I say, finding the class.
Finding the class.
Yeah, and you would want to hope that in between the elections, you have these moments where we kind of all kind of come together, and we are kind of, whether or not we agree on what the best things and the best direction, best policies are for the country, that at least we all have that in mind. A lot of times it feels as though that moment is short-lived, and then we get back into, we want to win for whatever team. I feel like we now officially back into that, and so the conversations going kind of circle around that and be hinged on that. But at the end of the day, when it's time to go to the polls,
they can speak for themselves.
Yeah, and I think we have to have some higher sense of civic responsibility than just like, oh, this person give me this and this person give me that.
Not only that, we put them here, so they need to be the only people. They need to just do whatever. Like, no, we still need to be involved and keep their feet to the fire.
Yeah, I think what happened in Jade is that a lot of times people are so consumed with other areas of their lives that a lot of these types of issues are outside of their priority.
But you're not the issue with that? When you do that, right, you start leaving people who you don't want to have a voice.
Yeah, to make decisions for you.
And on the front line, you start, when it comes to the people that you hear active and always talking about politics and politicians and all of these things, to be honest, these ain't the people you really want to be listening to. These ain't the voices y'all want to be echoed when it comes to politics and politicians, but they're there because these are the only people who seem to be
They fill a gap.
Yeah.
They fill a gap. Yeah, and it's rough, and I think a lot of times, like I said, when people studying about by how I can pay my lights bill and so, and people studying about by I have to figure out a way for my mom to get dialysis regularly. I have to, and these kind of things. A lot of times they ain't studying about electoral reform. They ain't studying about integrity in public life. They ain't studying about that. They're just studying about, well, by who could give me a job? Who could...
So I could make some money to pay for the thing that I need.
Yeah. And them, who could just give me some money so I could just live? You understand? And I think, unfortunately, there's a subset of politicians that take advantage of that.
Of course.
They take advantage of that.
And that's the easiest route for them. And they have to actually go out and work and do what they said they're going to do. All they have to do is give you something and then you get the vote.
Just stop there. A lot of politicians right now lazy. And people fear to say it. A lot of them lazy. A lot of the politicians them lazy.
Damn.
And it's just the reality. And I think in this upcoming election, what we're going to see the politicians that are more successful, not necessarily the politicians who come from a particular party which traditionally has one here or one there, whatever. I think for the most part, we're going to see the politicians who outworked their competition win.
And the work got to start now.
And when I say work, I mean go out and give people things. I mean literally,
like do the groundwork.
Yeah, groundwork.
The important things. Anyway.
And don't send your minions
Please.
Don't send your minions up and down the place and talk about, well, the supporters, them supposed to convince people. No. Let me say, you want to stay in your nice cushy office and drive around in your nice Jeep with your windows up, well tinted and thing, and think that, oh, is your supporters in the community going to bring people on board? Go ahead, do that and see where you be.
I have a question. Listen.
Go ahead and see where you be.
One my website not the hard about that, eh? And then I rep no more.
If you think you could,
oh, that's still rub me the wrong way.
We're gonna see success from the politicians that are willing to put in the work. Put in the work and maybe put in the money.
And not just drive on and turn on your window once during election cycle and feel people supposed to vote and remember you exist.
Oh.
Inside work.
Oh.
Speaking of more politics, so there was a public announcement just now, like 40 minutes ago, put out by the People's Action Movement. And it states, due to the sudden passing of His Excellency Vance Amory, former cabinet colleague and former Premier of Nevis, we communicated with the Honorable Prime Minister that it would be appropriate to delay the tripartite?
I can't see.
I think that's what he said, tripartite.
Yeah, the meeting, yeah.
Okay, tripartite meeting of heads of political parties scheduled for today until Wednesday of this week as a mark of respect to H.E. Vance Amory, a founding member of Team Unity. The People's Action Movement and the Concerned Citizens Movement remain committed to the founding principles of Team Unity and a better St. Kitts and Nevis for all. This is sounding a little, make a life. Yeah, I didn't. Oh no, I didn't mean that one with you, but he too. I didn't mean that one though. No, not that one. There was one before him.
Yeah, but we asked about what happened at the meeting. So
now we know.
Yeah.
Wednesday we shall.
Let's move on to some non-political banter now.
Please. We have some great news coming out of our little federation about one of our artists.
Okay, go ahead. I'm a cynic, Jade. So go ahead.
Jesus.
I'm a cynic.
I'm gonna ask for you after I read. So basically, Byron was signed to a new label, the Z-Tech label, which is out of Trinidad, I think.
Yeah.
Run by the one Prince Swanee. Good artist. Hopefully he knows what to do with our artists and isn't just going to have him there, like these labels taking and not investing and making sure he's set up for future. Why are you being a
but you just said it, Jade.
Oh,
like you just said it, because the thing I think we get into a place where firstly congratulations to Byron.
Huge congratulations, man.
Because he seems to be happy about this development and looking forward to what the future holds. The problem is it's difficult for me to be all gung-ho because I know what some of these deals entail.
Why?
So for me, it's not just about getting signed; it's what you sign, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not privy to that information.
Neither am I. I'm just hoping for the best and hoping whatever
Of
was
course,
signed. But you know what? To be totally honest, I feel like the team around him has. Oh Lord, everything I'm going to get in my
No, I just watching you, Jay.
I feel like from what I know, the team around him should be adequate enough to make sure whatever he signed would benefit him in a way that it should. Not just, I signed to a label, they give me a little bit of money here, but on the back end, they're taking majority of my money and my royalties and all the hard work I'm doing is only paying off for them.
Who else on the Z-Tech label?
Nobody else. It's 10 o'clock, so it's time for us to.
No. I'll joke aside though.
I think he said this is this first official signing to the label.
Well, I am very much hopeful about, but because his talent is undeniable,
the man
and his influence, and this is the things that would have attracted him to persons even outside of St. Kitts and stuff like that. So I am hopeful. I'm looking forward to what's next for Byron. and just really kind of, I don't like to use the word excited, because I like, if you have met me, excitement is something that is, I don't really think I could use that word to describe me.
I hate these kind of posts, you know.
What happened now?
Continue, friend. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, I am just very much looking forward to what's next for Byron and wishing him all the best.
I think next time, I think one of the rules for the next election should be the politicians shouldn't be allowed on social media.
Jade, I have been saying this for years.
I just feel like this is something that we need to implement into whatever y'all signing before y'all go, like the last deal that y'all signed before y'all was in cabinet, before y'all even win.
I mean, this is my thing though. I think what happens is that they need to be on social media, but whatever is posted to their social media should have to go through a committee of smart people, not
yes men.
Not yes men and not political sycophants who just love confusion and just like,
anyway.
You know what y'all need to do? I tell you, say it here. I need to hire some people who literally ain't really
our biggest fans.
Your biggest fans. Hire them, pay them good.
Pay them for the skill. Make sure you're hiring people that has the skills that you want, but really.
Yeah, just pay them good. Pay them good and they're going to work. And they're going to want you to succeed because you're paying them good. Just do that.
But they're going to just be telling you yes because they're not your spend too.
I said it already, Jade. One of the biggest issues that some of the political parties have out here is they're having difficulty striking the balance between competency and loyalty.
I'm so sorry I had to spin it back to politics, but I saw something just now that threw me off by. What wrong with y'all? What y'all always do these?
Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. Who it is supposed to
Y'all
understand?
very theatrical.
Tell me half.
Y'all very theatrical, and I hate it. That's one thing I could honestly say I hate about some of the politicians that we have. The theatrics on social media,
They overdo it.
It fully well annoys me.
Oh, well, they're going to learn, yeah.
True.
They're going to learn.
May and so may going to learn, but you know. It's 10 o'clock, sir.
Jade, we have to leave, we have to go, we have to disembark. Big up Mr. World last night on stage once again, doing Mr. World things. Yeah, the man is definitely...
Where's he doing Mr. World things?
Doing Mr. World things. Oh, yeah. Yeah, big up World one time.
Wait, that's...
Okay, Mr. World.
I don't know why he doesn't make that sound.
I don't know, it's Mr. World. Like, yo, people need to give Mr. World... people respect Mr. World and thing, but for Worley to be doing what he doing, you see how we had big thing for Dr. Denzel Douglas, rightfully so. Mm-hmm. Like for his 33 years.
Been doing it for a while, man.
How World been doing what World doing?
I sure before I born, and I'm 30.
Oh, since maybe 90, what was it, 84 or something.
Well, Sugar Band started in 1987, so I know it was before that.
I can ask.
You know that's the only reason I know when Sugar Band started.
Yeah.
Had a point in the song.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like more artists should have that. But give us some history in the songs.
Yeah. But they gotta do it when they actually have history though. Like, I mean, over some time, you know what I mean?
Small expert, I don't know this.
They might have done it.
Yeah.
But guys, yes, it's Monday and it's the beginning of the week. Wishing everybody a productive week, a safe week. Guys, as the first caller said this morning, and this is something that has been on my mind over the weekend, we really need to start giving people their flowers, dealing with people with grace, because we don't know what people are dealing with, what people are going through, and we don't know when we're going to see them again. Life is fleeting, so enjoy it.
You don't know what happened.
And help.
One day here, next day you're not.
Yes, and help other people to enjoy theirs as well.
Please.
Out
of the goodness of your heart, not expecting some return on investment, not expecting some favor on the back end, and not to throw it in their face when you feel like they're doing or saying something that you want them to.
That is a thing for real, yeah? That's a thing for real, Jade.
And that's why I would mush you. I would literally mush you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Jade is a musher.
I am a musher.
Yeah. But guys, be safe out there, because of course we want you to come and join us right here back on Win Media SKN, whether you join us on Facebook, YouTube, the Win Media SKN's website, or you tune in on 98.9. Be safe so you could come back and hang out with us again tomorrow, because really, this really
what are we doing between the hours of 8 and 10?
I'm at a loss, Jade.
I can't think of anything else.
I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss after that question. What else can you be doing?
What else can you be doing between you're supposed to be at your desk at 8. So your boss supposed to just be allowing you that time to sit and meditate and listen.
Sip some tea.
When you start your day with island tea, your work that gets 10 times more productive, you know?
Of course, Jade.
We have the stats. We're politicians. We're just saying it because we can say it.
Exactly.
So, what y'all gonna do?
But guys, as usual, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. It's been great. It's been fun. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to all the commenters. Guys, make sure you share the link, like, and comment. Hugo, you come in the last hour in. Let's see what you say. Oh, we're going.
Hugo, I have never forgotten that y'all could see me. I literally set up the cameras every morning. So if it's one person that y'all could see me, it's me. So...
Yeah. Shalom, peace, Israelite family, and much blessings. That is not coming from me. That's coming from somebody on YouTube. Lovely. Yes. Guys, we're looking forward to coming back again tomorrow.
It's morning and bye.
I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about tomorrow as well.
Of course.
As always.
The day's early.
Yep. So be safe again out there, guys. Remember, spend more time living your content than posting it, and you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. Gonna see you guys tomorrow.